Welcome back, dear students. We had been discussing the parts of speech and we have gone through the basic topics in verb 2. So, as you have got some idea about the verbs, it's time we discuss tenses because that is one of the most important topics in English grammar. So, let's go through tenses, today's topic. The word tense is derived from the Latin word tempus, which means time. So, the importance of this word is that the tense decides the time of the action, whether it happened in the past or happens in the present time or it will happen in the future. Broadly speaking, there are three tenses in English. They are the present, the past, and future tenses. So each tense has four divisions, namely simple or indefinite, continuous or progressive, perfect, and perfect continuous. So out of these 12, 8 tenses have passive voice. Other 4 which do not have passive voice are future continuous tense, present perfect continuous tense, past perfect continuous tense, and future perfect continuous tense. These have no passive voice. The 3 simple or indefinite tenses have 3 structures each. So we'll go through them now. The first one is state of being or the position. Second one, possession or the property. Third one, action. See here, among these 3, the first 2, that means state of being and second, the possession, these 2 have no passive voice because the verbs in these do not indicate any action. Only the third one has passive voice because it indicates action. See, passive voice is possible only when the verb indicates an action. But if the verb, that means the verb which indicates action, is intransitive, we had discussed transitive verbs and intransitive verbs. Transitive verbs are those which take objects, and intransitive verbs are those which do not take object. So, the verb which indicates action, if it is intransitive, there is no chance of changing it into passive voice. Only transitive verb, that means the verb in which the action denoted by it passes over from the subject to the object. It can be changed into passive voice. Declarative and interrogative. Interrogative means questioning. Sentences have tenses. So let's go through the first tense, that is simple present or simple or indefinite tenses, all the 3. Present, past and future indefinite tenses will be discussed today. That too only the first and second part, that means state of being or possession and possession. State of being or possession and possession. These 2 will be discussed today because in the action part, that means when we come to part C, action, we have to discuss the passive voice also. So today we are not going so deep. So let's discuss part A and part B, state of being and possession. First, state of being in simple present tense. The structure is subject plus verb plus complement. Here, the words which are used as verb are is, am, are. These are be forms. Is, am, are. Subject plus is or am or are plus complement. For example, I am a student. I am is used only after the subject I. For all other subjects, we use either is for all the singular except you and are for all the plural and also you. She is a smart girl. You or they are so lucky. Taking the same examples in simple past and simple future also, there is a small difference in the structure. When it comes to simple past, instead of is or am or are that we used in simple present, we use was or were. Was for singular and were for plural and you. Was for all singular subjects and were for all plural subjects and you. You. I was a student. That means now I'm not a student. She was a smart girl. Now she may or may not be a smart girl. You or they were so lucky. Simple future tense. In simple future tense, we use the modal auxiliary, either shall or will. See, the modal auxiliary shall is used after I and we. Only after the subjects I and we. See, in Old English, they used to use only shall after I and we. I shall and we shall. But in modern English, we can use both shall and also will. Either shall or will. That's up to us. We can use any one of these two after I and we. But shall must be used only after I and we. For example, I shall or will be a doctor. In the future, it means I will become or I shall become a doctor. She will be a smart girl. You or they will be so lucky. We shall or will be good students. So these are the examples. The same examples have been used in different forms to make you understand where the difference comes. So in these sentences, you might have observed that these sentences are in subject plus verb format. When they come to interrogative positive, the format will be verb plus subject. For example, I am a good student. I am subject plus verb. I want to convert it into interrogative. That means I want to make a question. Then I can ask, am I? Am I a good student? So the pattern is changed from subject plus verb to verb plus subject pattern. In negative form, not is added after the verb. When the verb is be form or have form, this is a pattern. In the case of have form, as the main verb, have can be used as it is, like do form plus have. In negative sentences and questions, have without do form is also used. So here, coming to B, part B, possession. Possession, we have already discussed state of being or possession. Now we have come to possession or property. In simple present, subject plus have or has plus object. Subject plus have or has plus object. We or they or you or I have a car. Have is used after any plural subject and also after I and you. Plural subject plus I and you. We use have. For all singular subjects except I and you, we use has. She has an extra pen. I have a car. Coming to simple past, just a small difference that have or has, that verb, that is changed into had. Subject plus had plus object. Had can be used after any subject. No difference in this case. When using had, we need not show any difference between the singular subjects or plural subjects. Any subject. They had a beautiful garden. I had a beautiful garden. We had a beautiful garden. She had a beautiful garden. That's the example for that. Coming to simple future, subject plus shall or will plus have plus object. That means that possession is not in the hands of that subject now. That subject doesn't possess such so and so thing which is mentioned there, that object now. But in the future, that object will be the possession of, under the possession of the subject mentioned. For example, I or we shall have a library. That means in the future, I or we shall have a library. He will have a pair of new shoes. He will have a pair of new shoes. So these are the part A and part B, parts A and B of simple or indefinite, present, past and future indefinite tenses. So we'll be discussing part C, that is action, in the coming classes, because when we discuss part C, we need to learn, or I'd like to teach or discuss both active voice and passive voice. So that's all for today. You please go through this video and make necessary notes.